and let's get this show started. Chioma, do you have any thoughts before we start about Biafra being a scam? What do you think? What are your thoughts? And why do you think in 2026 people still keep having these ideas?
Sure. Biafra is a scam. And I think that if you think otherwise, we would love to hear why you think that. I do have some guesses as to why people think that Biafra is a struggle and not a scam. But my reason is very simple. The only way that we can prove something is in the outcome. It is not in the aspiration. It is not in the motive even. It is not in our emotional understanding of the meaning. It is in the outcome. In the past 26 years since the Biafra agitation, what we have experienced are charlatans who pop up in the name of Biafra to defraud our people, to confuse our people further, to distract them from doing the work that we need to do towards our political viability as in the Igbo who are Nigerian. Okay. And in the past 26 years, we have nothing to account for it. Somebody who's 26 years old, who wakes up one day and has not achieved anything, didn't go to school, not because they didn't have opportunity to go to school. If they have not done anything in their life, go to school, learn anything, learn how to take care of themselves, learn how to pay a singular bill, we would consider them as not growing or progressing at a level that we can judge as something good. Now, to answer the question, Biafra scam or struggle, I do not only believe that Biafra is a scam, I think it is a fraud. And I think it's a fraud that has gone way too far because it has led to the death of thousands of Igbo people. Not Ndiozo, Igbo people. And someone will say, well, every struggle requires if you feel so strongly about that, feel free to offer your parents, feel free to offer yourself, because it is kind of convenient to say that it is a struggle, and in every struggle in the mud now, while you are here enjoying and experiencing Nigeria, well, then maybe it's not at the optimum level that you would desire, but you are alive and well. Yeah. Meanwhile, we have thousands of men and women, children who have been left orphans, wives who have been left widows, men who have been left widowers. Those people that died and were died in the name of Biafra, to them, if they are able to come back and speak to us about what they experienced, I can guarantee you they did not die for the struggle. They died out of ignorance. They died out of misinformation. They died out of an honest belief that there was a road n'ụzọ dị na ịchọ Biafra. Man, when they got to that end of that, there was nothing there left for them. I'm going to pause my monologue here, but please feel free to answer the question yourself as you come up. Say if it's a scam or a struggle, and tell us why. And then feel free to also ask your questions, and we'll do a light debate if necessary. But this is a conversation that I'm looking forward to having today. Thank you, Patrick.
Absolutely. And I definitely agree with you on it being a scam and a fraud, right? But the part where, maybe you can answer the next time, I think we're getting some guests here. I think you can answer this one also. Is it a struggle? In my opinion, I don't think why are we struggling when we have a country of our own called Nigeria? Yes. What are you struggling again? Country day for you, they struggle. What are you struggling? So I think it's just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous idea where the Igbo just they put ourselves for problem we know we are creating problems for ourselves, and you also mentioned something that people who died for the war, that they died for nothing, and this is the same narrative that these pro Biafra, if Biafra is a scam, then Nigeria is a bigger scam. There's also a rhetoric that they use, right? Oh, that means your grandfathers died for nothing. That means they were misinformed. Ojukwu was misinforming them. 3 months or let's call it 4 or 5 months after Ojukwu declared Biafra, Enugu was captured by the Nigerian army. Ojukwu knew this. Ojukwu was in Enugu. He ran to Nnewi, right? Ojukwu ran to Nnewi. So he knew this. He ran to Nnewi and was still lying to people that, we don't capture. The war was going on. The war was going on. We don't capture these people. So what are we doing? They died for nothing. Yes, absolutely. Yes. They died for nothing. You know, we need to go read this history, read them well,
And
understand them well.
Kachi, not to even cut you off, you can have the best intentions and something can still be a mistake.
Yeah.
I think that people don't understand the duality of conversations. They think that it has to be absolute. It has to be either this or that. You can have the best intentions, right? But even the road to, heaven is not paved with just good intentions. In your mind, as an Igbo person that have been told that this war was necessary, it's not as if you had a choice, like, then nobody sat down and said to people, now vote, like, do this voting where we now decide whether we go or not. This was a unilateral decision, and people found themselves in the middle of the war. And you make a very great point. When Enugu was taken, Enugu was supposed to be the capital, and it was taken. And then people became almost Nigerian within that because when people don't understand what it means, like Enugu was taken, it literally means that it fell. Enugu fell. The capital of Biafra fell. Meaning that everybody who was in UNN, in Suka and all that stuff could start trying to build up things. They could start trying to earn back in Naira. Everybody else continued as if the war was going on. And this happened for 3 years. The children who became child soldiers who were armed with sticks and chants and songs about Biafra, those people died for nothing. Those children would have been better off going to school, because their peers in Lagos, in Enugu, in other places were basically living it up. They were living a life and going to school and not missing school. But in the Eastern Nigeria, it was a completely different story. So please understand that something you can mean well. Something you can even have people buy, and let nobody come here to gaslight it. Every family in Alibo lost somebody. Some people lost more, some people lost less. Okay. So this idea that, my uncle, even if all of your uncles went to the war fronts, that was not a choice that they would have taken. Yeah. That was something they found themselves in. So something can still be something can still mean, you can mean well, you can hope for the best, and something can still be analyzed in retrospect as a mistake, something that should have never happened. And we can go into that as we have this conversation with the guest up on the stage, Charlie.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you again, Chioma. Charlie, see the way she pronounced that, Charlie. Now, Charlie, me they call her more.
No, Charlie. Oh, sorry.
Now, Charlie, they call her more. Anyway, Charlie or Charlie, anyone, my brother. Thank you for joining. Anyway, thank you again, Chioma.